United States national anthem. Please welcome national recording artist Rachel Stacey.
Oh, so can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streamed, and the Rockies rise upon bursting air. Yea, through the night, that our flag was still lit. Oh, sailors, skies spangled, and hurried away o'er the land of the free and the
Gather round, gather round, gather round, clowns. Michael Molthan, M2 The Rock, coming to you live from Dallas, Texas, baby. D-Town, the 214. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. This show is produced by the one and only, the great Carter Ranton, a.k.a. C-Dog.
Hey,
What are you doing, C-Dog?
I'm just managing the live
Oh, I know you're managing the live because you, once again, have saved the show. You've saved the show, okay? And you almost let me wreck.
Yeah.
You came to the house, all right? I put on a green this shirt that I put on, everyone. I'm gonna paint the picture here, okay? Behind me is the skyline of beautiful Dallas, Texas. Isn't that beautiful? Look at this. Look at the sunset. Beautiful sunset. Even on cloudy, rainy days, we have beautiful sunsets in Dallas, Texas. All right? Thank you to Carter, C-Dog. This is called a green screen, right?
Correct.
So it's a green piece of cloth, and the actual color of a green screen is called Kelly Green. That's the actual, did you know that, Carter?
Yes.
Okay, Kelly Green. That's the name of it. I left the house today wearing a Kelly Green t-shirt.
And not to mention, none of us caught this until
None of us.
maybe like 15 minutes before the show.
Right. So none of us catch this until I sit down and Carter looks at me. He goes, "Hey, why did you wear a green t-shirt? Why did you let me wear a green t-shirt?" So if no one knows what we're talking about, I'm going to show you here in a second. But I jump in the car, I run down the street to a strip mall down here, and I walk into a used clothing store, whatever it is, Threads, whatever you want to call it, and I bought this blue shirt. Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna do a magic trick. Okay.
What?
You keep doing your stuff. I'm gonna like pop in. Okay. You just keep going.
Oh, okay. You're gonna pop in. Okay, so Carter's up to something. So we're letting everybody get ramped up, get booted on right now on the show here on M2 The Rock. It was almost a disaster. We're about to thank our sponsors here in a second. We've been going nonstop from Sturgis to Sturgis, Oklahoma City to the Dallas Wings. Okay, what are you doing, Carter? What are we gonna do here? Here we go. So watch this. This is what the green screen does. Okay, this is good. So they can't see you. Well, watch this, guys. Watch. There he is. There. So he is hiding behind. Let me see that. He is hiding behind my green T-shirt. Okay. So if I want to make myself disappear, I just simply go like this. There we go. I'm gone. What do you think of that? Isn't that amazing? What? Is that not the coolest thing in the world? So I had this green T-shirt on. Now I don't know if it'll pick it up, but it has I really wanted to wear it. It says Jesus is my lifesaver, and it's a lifesaver deal. So, but anyways, isn't that amazing? So I wore the wrong shirt. There I am. Okay, so enough of the green screen deal. That's pretty crazy how that works. So, all right, here we go. Let's get ready. Let's get dialed in. I want everybody to get this shared out. We share this out because we are sharing a message of hope. What do you mean? Okay, what the heck? What have I stumbled across on YouTube? What have I stumbled across on Facebook Live? What have I stumbled across on Twitter? And what the heck have I stumbled across on LinkedIn, which is business to business? Okay, what the heck is this goofball doing talking, okay, with the green screen, acting all official and stuff? Well, let me tell you what we talk about, okay? I'm glad you asked, all right? We talk about drug addiction. Got your attention now, don't I? Okay? Drug addiction. We talk about alcoholism. Liquid snake, liquid dope, alcohol, cunnings, baffle. Oh, it's crazy, okay? We talk about not only those things. Why do we talk about those things? Because I am a recovering drug addict alcoholic. That's what I am. And what does that mean? We're going to talk about that later today. What does recovery mean? Being a recovering drug addict alcoholic, what does that mean? Can I have fun in sobriety? Do I have to hide? Am I different than everybody else? I mean, what are people going to think of me? Woo, 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 woo. We're going to talk about all of that in this show. Now, how can this show benefit everyone? Everyone, okay? Everyone. Can you say everyone, Carter? Everyone, okay? How can this help everyone? Because we talk about hurts, we talk about habits, we talk about hang-ups, we talk about suicide, we talk about suicide prevention, we talk about irritable, restless, discontent, fear. How do we handle fear? I was talking to Carter about this in the car today, driving over, just that impending doom, that knot in our chest, okay? I mean, what happens is, how do I handle all that? But we talk about all of these things on this show. So if you're new to the show, that's what we talk about. But here is the most important thing that we talk about, all right? We talk about solutions. Spiritual solutions for human problems. That's what we do. We provide solutions. Before we get into that, this show is brought to you by DFW Coin and Jewelry. That's DFW Coin and Jewelry out of Dallas, Texas here, as you see here. The gift for life. You ready for this, Carter?
Yeah.
I've done my homework.
Okay.
The gift for life. Give your pet the fountain of youth, energy, defense against disease, maximum longevity with natural hormonal support, okay? That's what we do. That's what the gift of life is, okay? The gift for life is a supplement for your pets. So we're going to have a commercial on that later today. What a day we had yesterday. What a day we had last night. The great Dallas Wings. Did I not tell you that we were going to beat the Los Angeles Sparks? Did I not? I called it on this show. I called them out on this show. They brought in their hot dog NBA head coach, Derek Fisher, okay?
Hot dog NBA.
Oh,
what is that supposed to mean?
He's an ex-NBA player. Derek, he was actually really good. I can talk real big trash in this bunker studio where no one can find me,
Yeah,
okay?
you sure can.
I'm a trash talker, but once I get out there, I'm just kidding. No, Derek Fisher, I got the utmost respect for you. But, man, we're just having fun, man. We're just talking trash. The Dallas Wings smashed the Los Angeles Sparks. So I have a proposal for the Dallas Wings, okay? For $1 million a game, I will be there. Your win ratio with M2 at the game, you're undefeated, right? So it sounds like a really good business deal. I think we ought to pursue this. So every game that I go to, they win. All right, so that's the deal. They're undefeated when M2 is there. Okay, I'm just playing. Great night last night. Carter, what'd you think of your very first WNBA basketball game?
It's actually just my first basketball game in general, but
Really?
it was actually really fun. I liked it, and thank you, Jordan Backus, for helping us.
Jordan Backus. Congratulations, Jordan Backus. You did it. You did it. She pulled it off. The first annual recovery night at the WNBA basketball game. It was incredible. They had a whole row of recovery resources out in the breezeway. The Great Healing Springs was there with many other facilities, so resources to get for recovery against drug addiction, alcoholism, chemical dependency, mental illness. They had all these resources there. And then they had sections called safe zones. They were recovery safe zones where people in long-term recovery could sit and be amongst their people, and it was really good for people in early recovery to get to go do neat things, sober living, sober fun, and it was a great night. We opened the show with the great Rachel Stacey singing the national anthem. Now, Carter, what did you think about that?
It's fantastic. Good job, Rachel. And she was really nervous. A lot of you guys probably don't know this. She was really nervous, but she hit it spot on. It was fantastic. Gave me goosebumps.
It was incredible. She is absolutely so gifted, the gift for life. But she's very gifted, and it's neat. She told me this before. She says, when I stop getting nervous prior to a performance, whether it be a little gig, a big gig, something like this, is when I need to quit. And that's, she's passionate. She's very passionate about what she's doing, and she brought it. And it was beautiful. The national anthem, I can't even say it. National anthem.
National anthem.
I always say national anthem. The national anthem was performed by Rachel Stacey at the game last night. So we're going. If you missed it, we'll end the show with that video. But we're going to touch on last night. We're going to review last night. If you couldn't attend last night, the concept and what it was about, how powerful it was. And I learned something last night. I really enjoyed last night, and I learned something that I felt something that I haven't felt probably ever. And this all happened last night. So when we come back, let's talk about that. And we're going to go into a commercial break. Michael Molthan, M2 The Rock. We'll be right back.
Did you know that by simply giving one dose of the Gift for Life twice daily will assist your pet's own natural defense against progressive aging, hormone loss, joint disease, and prevention of certain cancers? The Gift for Life stimulates your pet's own endocrine system and enhances the small amount of hormones present in the adrenal glands with amazing rejuvenation and anti-aging effects on the cellular level. When we spay or castrate our pets, we lose all but 1% of these life-giving hormones. So it's very important to give your pet the Gift for Life every day to enhance a healthier, happy life. This amazing chewable peptide treat is fast-acting and highly effective. I use it in my practice for all patients that have had these elective surgeries or any pet that is over 8 years old.
Welcome back. My name's Michael Molthan. I'm your host this evening on M2 The Rock that don't stop, where we talk about drug addiction, alcoholism, hurts, habits, and hangouts. We talk about mental health issues, mental health challenges, and we also talk about solutions to all this. This is a program of hope. We hope that we provide hope for the one who is still suffering. All right? This is a safe place. So everyone in the comments, put your comments in. Put words of encouragement in there. We've had people in the comments that have reached out for help. If you need help, we have the resources to find help for you. This show is brought to you by DFW Coin and Jewelry, the Gift for Life, which is give your pet the fountain of youth, energy, and defense against disease, and maximum longevity with natural hormonal support, the Gift for Life, and DFW Coin and Jewelry. And I tell you what, this whole night last night was put together by Jordan Backus and Cynthia Smoot. I mean, we've got to give a great shout out to Cynthia and Randy Smoot for what they put together. I'll never forget when Cynthia came to me and she says, listen, Jordan Backus reached out to us. They like what you're doing. She watched the show, and we'd like to get together and talk to him. I said, perfect, let's talk. So we sat down and talked, and it was neat because when we were talking, that's when we were with Real News Network, and we were talking, and she mentioned this idea of what she wanted to do. And I said, man, this is a great idea, Jordan. She goes, I know it. We're going to pull it off. I got everybody to sign off on it with the Dallas Wings, and we're going to go do this. And I said, let's do this. And so Jordan, man, she just followed God and kept doing it. And as we were sitting at the table, she goes, I really need to find someone to sing the national anthem. And anthem.
Lanthem.
And so Cynthia and I looked at each other. We go, we got that too. And so it's just amazing how God works. We pulled it all together and we let God in, and it was amazing. Over 4,000 people attended last night at the Dallas Wings first annual recovery night. And the mission behind it was to show that we can have fun in recovery. We can go to sporting events without drinking and doing drugs. We can go to events and we can go to Sturgis. We can go to these events where there is alcohol around, but we can go where the event is more important than the drink. And last night, because of Jordan Backus of the Dallas Wings putting this together, a lot of people, for the very first time in their entire life, they got to go to an event, and they left there, and this is what happened. They go, I just went to a basketball game. I had so much fun watching the basketball game. I had so much fun being around people in recovery. I felt safe. I left. I didn't have any alcohol in my system. I didn't have to worry about the police pulling me over. I went home. I got in my own bed. I thank God that night for staying clean and sober. I woke up the next day, and I was so grateful that I made it another day in recovery. And not only that, I got to experience something new in recovery. I got to go to an event where the event was more important than the drink. Now, let me tell you what happens when we do that. One thing happens that is so cool. Are you ready? Our faith increases. That's how we get closer to God, is when those things happen. When those things happen and we sit back and we realize it and we look at it, we've been rocketed to the fourth dimension. That's when you're on the outside looking in on the situation, okay? You're looking at it going, this is really happening. I am having fun, and I have not thought about drinking or doing drugs. That is spiritual. That is a power greater than ourselves that is restoring us to sanity. I saw steps 1, 2, and 3 alive. People coming in saying, this is going to be okay. I'm powerless over alcohol and drugs. I know if I do it, my life is completely unmanageable. They start talking to people to their left. They start talking to people to their right. They turn around. People are showing up to the game going, oh, hey, what's going on? Their other roommates. Everybody's coming together. Fellowship and community. And for the first time, we are in public, clean and sober, all right? And we don't feel like that we are different. We felt like that we are a part of. And that's what it's all about. Because here's the deal. All we have is a disease. We have a disease. We have a disease. We have an allergy that we process alcohol and drugs differently than normal people. There were people there drinking last night. There was alcohol being served. But guess what? The alcohol wasn't important to them. All right? For me, when I would go to a sporting event and I would, number one, I'd be drinking before I got there. I would drink at the sporting event, and I would leave the event early because I wanted to go get more. Okay, I could not sit still. I was irritable, restless, and discontent. Okay, it's so nice to actually sit and enjoy an event. All right, so we got Jordan Backus on the line here. Over 270 people in recovery showed up and showed out last night. Jordan Backus, I want everybody in the comments do hashtag JB. For Jordan Backus. She needs the recognition. She single-handedly put this thing together. She put this together and made it work, and that is 12-step work to the max. So hashtag JB, we thank you so much for what you did last night, and it was incredible. On behalf of M2 The Rock, I know Simply Grace was there, Chris was there. We raised over $3,000 for support. that was split it 3 ways?
I would totally have like a clapping soundtrack, but I am not that skilled. So
I think this is the time. Now, do you have your share button? Can we see the? Can we
do.
We got to see this. We got to see. I mean, everybody's been asking for the share. Y'all, this is the time that we need you. There you go. Push that share button. All right, share this out. We got to get this out there. Share this out. The Dallas Wings. I tell you what, I'm their biggest fan. And then after the game, you know, Amani McGee Stafford, she came out. We all came to center court. And just had a great time of fellowship, and it didn't stop. It just didn't stop. Jordan just kept bringing it one after another, and I can't remember all the executives and people, her direct reports, the people that she reports to directly with the Dallas Wings. They went out of their way. They went out of their way to come and make us feel welcome. Now I want to make something real clear here. They went out of their way to come make us feel welcome. Now, we're not customers. We weren't paying any money, okay? We were invited to come there. Not only did they make us feel welcome, they gave us money. Carter, they gave us money. They made us feel welcome. They came in, and they're not in recovery. Now, Jordan is. I can put that out there. She's been on the show. She's very open about it. Jordan has been sober for a long time, and, you know, she's on a mission just like we are. This is her spiritual gift. But these people who work in court, they're not us. They don't get us. They don't understand us. But because of Jordan and her passion being the word, the Dallas Wings says, you know what? We're going to support you. What a great organization. What a great template for corporate America, all corporate America to go after, okay? To have an employee that is passionate about that. I tell you what, corporate America, they rally around breast cancer. They rally around Alzheimer's. They rally around cancer. They rally around the American Heart Association. I tell you what, the Dallas Wings rallied around recovery and expecting nothing in return. So I want everyone to hashtag the Dallas Wings, and it was everything happened exactly the way it was supposed to happen. So Carter, you want to? We got to do our slideshow. I mean, I want everybody. I want everybody to experience. I'm still high from this deal. You know, it was just amazing. So what do we have here? We got the slideshow here. This was the check presentation at the end of the game. And go ahead, Carter. I can't see it as clear as you are, but slideshow. There it is. A presentation up on the top on the big Megatron. Is that right? Jumbo screen.
Megatron.
Whatever. I don't know. I'm just making up words. Let me make up words.
Hashtag Megatron.
Hashtag Megatron. So that's the big screen above head. There it is. There's Rachel Stacy, Jordan Backus, and whoever that freak is they picked up on the side. But those are two hot chicks there. There's my girl, the great Rachel Stacy. Just absolutely killed it. Rachel Stacy's been sober almost 8 years. Almost 8 years. There's a great group picture right there, center court, with all the people involved. The Dallas Wings.
By the way, I don't have control over.
Oh, check this out right there. There it is. There's M2 The Rock. And I want to talk about this picture when we come back after the commercial. There's M2 The Rock all over, and I'd be walking around and I'd hear M2 The Rock over the intercom. And it was
here's a picture with all the recovery.
There's everybody in the recovery. They're in the center, and a lot of them left. A lot of them had to leave, but there's a lot of them who stayed right there. Joe Powell, the CEO and founder of APA, a big Texas rally that's coming up, he was there. Joe Powell, what a great picture there. So I need everybody to check all this out. There's the check again. The check was split 3 ways. So M2 The Rock. Much needed, much needed. We're so blessed to have that because this show is self-supporting. I mean, it is self-supporting. This show has taken some major hits. And if it wasn't for Jordan Backus, The Gift for Life, if it wasn't for DFW Coin and Jewelry, people like Gangway Advertising, Terry Bentley Hill, I tell you what, I don't know what we'd do. And most importantly, The Gift for Life. Genestem, letting us use their studio. It's just awesome. Just great stuff. And Carter, even you, we do what we can to help you out, but you do that. And I can't forget, I haven't forgotten this. I'm saving this for last right now, okay? And I love this dude because he's been with me since day one. Day one, he's been with me, all right?
Oh, it is.
The great Danny Campbell. Danny Campbell, the official paparazzo for M2 The Rock, was there last night. We're going to be posting the portfolio. I just got the Dropbox file. So, Jordan, if you're watching, I'll send it to you. The pictures are, you saw a couple of them there. The one that Jordan and I, and the pictures are outstanding. I mean, they're just outstanding. Some good ones of you too, Carter. But Danny Campbell, the official paparazzo of M2 The Rock, that dude's a celebrity. Everybody knew who he was.
Danny's great. Danny's fantastic.
They said nobody's allowed on the court. Not Danny Campbell.
Danny just walked up.
Danny
He
just
didn't care.
Danny
And
just.
I stuck with him. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
well, if
Danny
he has
Campbell.
access.
Danny Campbell went out there to center court and said, "Listen, do you know who I am? I'm Danny Campbell. Okay, I go where I want to." And he was so pumped about his new camera. So, Danny Campbell, the official paparazzo of M2 The Rock. What a night. What a night again. The Dallas Wings, first annual recovery. When we come back, something happened last night that I want to share. And as you know on this show, I'm very transparent about these aha moments in recovery. And it's about humility, all right? Now, how do I talk about humility and tell everybody that I'm humble, okay? I can't. I don't care how you take it, but I just got to share this story because it hit me. It hit me a little bit last night when Carter did something, okay? And then it really hit me today at lunch when I was having lunch with Rachel Stacy. Michael Molthan, M2 The Rock. We'll be right back. October 13th, 2017. It was Friday the 13th on 2017. I was miraculously released from this detention center right here in Bell County, 300 miles away from home. This is where I started my journey. Literally didn't know what to do, and that's the first time that I was released from being incarcerated, and I did not have the craving to drink and drug. I had found a God of my understanding and surrendered to Jesus Christ, who's my God. And I finally, for the first time when I got out, I didn't know what to do. And I looked up to the sky. It was about right here. And I closed my eyes and I just said, "God, what do you want me to do?" And he told me to walk. I started walking on this road right here, and this is where M2 The Rock got his start. I started walking this journey, following God, and today is unbelievable. I couldn't have written the script I had no clue what life had in store for me. We're back on. Welcome back. Michael Molthan, M2 The Rock. We gotta do a full edit on that video that you filmed when we were down in Central Texas. So that's a show coming up. I've got the paperwork right here of my release, and I'm putting together. I got a lot of my journals from when I was incarcerated that I've been reading through, that I'm putting show content together for next week. So we got some good stuff coming up of journaling, of why pen to paper is so powerful in recovery. And this top page right here, Carter, you recognize this page that I have here. This is actually my release paper that when I walked from that institution that you saw right there down in Central Texas, this is the paper that Judge Bennett signed to release me from prison. And then I got the paperwork underneath it that we just received on actually August 5th. I was set free, but just a couple days ago, where Judge Bennett set me free, and I am a free man. So we are putting that together. Judge Bennett will be in studio. I know Cynthia Smoot's going to be calling her and getting this all set up. Judge Bennett, I know you're watching. She's been watching every move I make. And one thing that we're going to do when Judge Bennett comes on, I'm going to open up my phone and go into Facebook Messenger, and we're going to review messages from 2014. 2014, when Judge Bennett would message me looking for me. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. So we got some good stuff. The show's brought to you by DFW Coin and Jewelry. Gangway Advertising is a great supporter of the show. Danny Campbell, the official paparazzo, the gift for life, and the Dallas Wings. The Dallas Wings. Your Dallas Wings. What do we talk about on this show? Alcoholism, drug addiction, hurts, habits, and hang-ups. Something happened. Something happened last night that I wanted to bring up and share with everyone, okay? We went to this event. This event was put together by Cynthia Smoot, all right, and Jordan Backus, all right? And what it was in exchange, this was brought to you by M2 The Rock, This event yesterday, the big name of the deal was M2 The Rock, the Dallas Wings' first annual recovery night. All right. As the event's going on, we get there. Rachel had a lot of attention on Rachel Stacy. Okay, a lot of attention. Why not? I mean, look at her. You walk around and it's just a rock star walks in. Okay, and we're doing the deal. And as we're sitting up in the owner's suite, by the way, thank you, Jordan, again. Those seats were comfortable.
Yeah, they were really nice.
And how about that lemonade? Ooh, that lemonade was good. I could drink that whole jug of lemonade. We're sitting up in the booth, and as we're watching the game, go ahead, Carter. Let's transition into this, okay? As we're sitting there, Carter goes, look, check this out, all right? So if you see behind me here on the screen, I don't know what the time frame was, but they would put up M2 The Rock logo on the game. So as you can see right here around the arena, M2 The Rock, and then down at the bottom at the score table, M2 The Rock. And then the announcer would come on and say, M2 The Rock, all right? And I would hear this. And then Jordan came and got me, and I came down to the floor, and Fox Sports, this show, I mean, this is a professional basketball game, okay? Fox Sports interviewed M2 The Rock. And we, not Michael, because I'm the voice, I was speaking for all of us, okay, was able to tell the world over 7 million people. Over 7 million people, I got to say this. I said, we are not bad people. We are not bad people trying to get good. We are sick people trying to get well. And today we have a program, okay? We have a program that works. And she even asked, the reporter says, what's a formula? How can we help the recovering alcoholic or the struggling alcoholic and drug addict? And I said, it's very simple. And I want all 7 million to listen to me. Ready? One alcoholic working with another. One drug addict working with another. Now, today at lunch, it hit me that this event was so much about, there was so much M2 everywhere, so many M2 logos everywhere, and I didn't recognize it. I never saw it. I never heard it, knew nothing about it until I went back and started hearing all the pictures, seeing all the pictures and all the posts. And so what's my point of all this, okay? My point of all this is that I'm changing. I'm changing. Used to, it was all about me. Okay, it was all about me. I was so focused on delivering a message. I was so focused on the Dallas Wings winning. I was so focused on Rachel. I wanted Rachel to be the star. And I'm using this as an example, guys, for your spouses, for your moms, dads, your kids. It's not about us. It's about everybody around us. We put them out there. And it was all about, I wanted everybody in the recovery zones to be comfortable and happy. And it was about serving others. And I realized that. And I got the interview. And then I sat back and I'm like going, wow, this is what humility is about. This is what being humble is about. Because used to, it was all about me. So I wanted to share that. And it's hard to talk about humility. It's hard to talk about being humble. It's hard to talk about all that kind of stuff when you're talking about yourself, because that's not very humble when you're talking about yourself, right? I mean, it's kind of an oxymoron. So I wanted to share that these are the awakenings that we get in recovery. These are the 7th steps that come through, because I've humbly asked God to remove my shortcomings. And one of my shortcomings is being selfish, self-centered, all of that. And God has removed that. And then I realized a day later going, wow, and I'm looking at all these pictures, and I'm like going, wow, there's our logo there. Wow, they said that about us. I'm reading stuff and all that stuff, and I don't even hear that, okay? I don't hear that because I'm in solution. Now, I want y'all to understand me on this. There are days where it's all about me. There are days when I am so into self. Boo-hoo. I am so into self. And it's pour me a drink, okay, where I am not being humble. But for one night, I was rocketed to the 4th dimension, and I was able to see it and feel it. And I want to share this with everyone because what a great feeling to be out of self helping others. Does that make sense, Carter?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And you showed that to me. It's like, it was neat because you go, hey, look, Michael, look. There's your logo. And it's like, oh, okay, big deal. And I remember growing up that used to see grown men like that. Man, look at that. That's you. He's like, man, that's no big deal, okay? And I was like going, man, I think that's a really big deal, all right? I became that guy. It was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of cool. I hope I'm delivering that right. I wanted to share that. It's a feel-good story. It's not very humble because I'm trying to talk about that I felt humble, but I hope that made sense, because I wanted to get that out. So what a great night. And so I want to also talk about today, I'm going to switch gears about recovery to deliver a little message. I'm going to tell a story about how recovery got started. I got to really thinking a lot last night, watching everyone and people wanting to get their picture taken with them too. I'm like, this is unbelievable because I really, to this day, I don't think anybody watches this. I really don't think anybody watches it. I think a couple of people watch it, you know what I mean? But it was unbelievable the amount of people that would come up and say, man, I watch your show. I like what you're doing. I like this. I like how you respect the traditions. So I got everybody, the support's there. And the reason why the support's there is because I'm listening to older people around me on how to do this. Because if I do this thing my way, we're going to wreck. Let me tell you what happens. When I try to do this show my way. This is what happens. I will show up to the show in a green shirt. Now, if y'all are just joining us, I had a green shirt on before the show. This is what happens when you wear a green shirt to the show. You just disappear. All right? So I had to go get a new shirt before the show. So, all right, let's take a real quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the doctor who put recovery on the map. Michael Molthan, M2 The Rock. We'll be right back.
Healing Springs Ranch is designed for people that really want to come and do the work and not just work on their addictive behaviors, but going deeper and finding the underlying issues and sharing them, and oftentimes for the first time sharing them out loud, kind of dumping out everything that's holding you back. And in the process, what we try to do is nurture and heal that particular wound while they're here. We really wanted this to be a transformative experience for people, not just a drying out place or a place where they go and check off a box. We truly wanted this to be an opportunity for everyone to take a pause in their life and figure out what they need to do to go live their purpose. So we're very passionate about folks finding purpose and meaning to why they exist, and finding ways to utilize that purpose and meaning for them to go on and actually have a more successful and happier life.
Welcome back. My name is Michael Molthan. I am a recovering drug addict, alcoholic. I've been clean and sober since May 29th, 2017. That includes holidays and weekends. It also includes being at the Dallas Wings game last night. By the way, have I mentioned that the Dallas Wings spanked the Los Angeles Sparks?
Absolutely wiped the floor with them.
Wiped them, baby. Said, get out of town. I can't get over how talented, now, in all respect to everyone on that court, they could all ball. They were all ballers. And I'll tell you what, if you haven't been to a WNBA game, go. It's fast moving. It's 10-minute quarters. They move. The whole game is fast breaks.
Yeah.
My deal is like, I'm not going to go see women play basketball because they play below the rim. Okay? There's no dunking. There's none of this, all that hot dogging stuff. No, it's pure basketball. Pure basketball. I forgot the name of our star player, number 24.
Amani?
Amani.
Oh.
Amani's a superstar Hall of Famer. But our new star player, you like that comeback? Our new star player is a rookie, number 24 from Notre Dame. Jordan, if you're watching right now, put her name in there. She got 30 points. I think she got 30 points.
Oh, wow.
30 points. She lit it up. Girl is a baller. Absolute full-blown baller. Derek Fisher from the Lakers is the coach for the team. He came out on the court. He got ejected. A lot of energy. It's energy. I'm going back. And on top of that, y'all ready for this? The M2 The Rock logo. The M2 The Rock logo, it was announced last night the Dallas Wings are going to keep the logo up for the remainder of the season. The remainder of the season, all home games, the M2 The Rock logo is going to be in the stadium, announced, being a vessel for recovery. A vessel for recovery.
It's
so
just such a shame that the end of the season was yesterday.
yeah, right. How many games are left? 2? No. There's a handful of games left. So once again, Dallas Wings. I need everyone when we get on. We're going to put the link to their Facebook page. Go to their Facebook page. Yes, I'm putting them in a blender. You know why? Because they support us. They support us. They support people in recovery, and they don't want anything from us. All right? And this is an organization that supports us. Jordan Backus is in recovery. She's our voice. And her direct reports who are not in recovery says, we got you. We got you. Okay? And it reminded me of something. It reminded me of how this program started in recovery. It reminded me, I got to thinking about it, like, how did all this start? Why would these guys who are overseeing millions and millions of dollars for a basketball team, why would they take the time out of their day to support a bunch of dope fiends, a bunch of bad people? Okay, a bunch of bad people, right? Because that's the stigma with us. The stigma with us. And you know what? I get it because we kept doing the same thing over and over and over and over. And finally they just go, wait, we can't have any more of you. Why would they do that? Let me tell you why. And it all started right here in 1934. 1934. There is a book that is written, okay? It's a self-help book. You can get it at all bookstores. You can get it on Amazon. You can find it, okay? This book is called Alcoholics Anonymous, okay? And why is it called Anonymous? Because it's a program that the members of the program wish to remain anonymous, all right? Because they want to work, it's a self-help program. They want to work on self. They need to learn how to trust God. They need to learn how to clean their own house. It's a non-shame base. It's non-shame. It's all self-help recovery group program, right? And they have traditions that they abide by. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful group that is, and the only requirement to be a member of this group is just a desire to stop drinking. That's what's pretty cool. All you got to do is have a desire to stop drinking. In these self-help groups, they have closed meetings. So closed meetings are people who have a desire to stop drinking or who think they have a problem with alcohol. That's what a closed meeting is. An open meeting is when people who are not alcoholic can come into the meetings, listen to a meeting, and try to understand, what we do, how we think, and how we operate. And those are the two different types of meetings. Now, when this all started, there was a doctor, there is a chapter in this book, it's called The Doctor's Opinion, and it was this doctor that wrote this letter. And he basically co-signed on alcoholics. He co-signed that he supported alcoholics who were in recovery. He also made a statement that alcoholism is a disease. It is a disease that we have lost the power to drink. We have an allergy. We process alcohol differently than other people. And that's what this doctor talks about in this book. Now, he wrote this letter in this book after he saw a gentleman by the name of Bill Wilson get sober. And he had been treating this guy, Bill Wilson, many times, and Bill would come in, he'd dry out, he'd relapse. Come in, dry out, relapse. And then he finally came in, and Bill Wilson had a spiritual experience, had a spiritual awakening. Now, as all normies do, as all people in corporate America, bosses, family, parents who are not alcoholics, they watch from afar because they've heard so many times me say, I'm never doing this again, okay? I'm done, okay? I'm finished. You don't have to worry about me ever drinking again. You don't have to ever worry about me going to jail again. You don't have to worry about me not coming home when I say I'm not going to come home. You don't have to worry about me stealing money out of my kid's wallet. You don't ever have to worry about that again. Our loved ones will do this. Okay. but in the back of their mind, they're like going, we gotta see this, okay? I always hated it when the loved ones would go, you gotta prove yourself to me. Drove me crazy. Boom, immediate resentment, okay? Early recovery is dangerous because when the loved one says that, I immediately get a resentment immediately, and I have to call my sponsor, and my sponsor will say, listen, they have a right to feel the way they do, okay? It's progress, not perfection. So this doctor writes this letter after he witnesses this. He witnesses a man, Bill Wilson, get sober, all right? And Bill Wilson never said anything to the doctor. He did it by action. He also witnessed Bill Wilson bring a friend, Dr. Bob, to the hospital to spread the message of hope to other patients. This doctor started witnessing numbers and numbers of men and women started getting sober as a result of this phenomenon that they did not teach in medical school. And the phenomenon was this: one alcoholic working with another. One alcoholic working with another. And I truly believe that Dr. William Silkworth wrote this letter because as he watched this happen and was a part of it, the alcoholic who was once so sick and so destructive actually started to help Dr. William Silkworth. They actually probably created some sort of spiritual faith in him to give him the ability to write this letter to co-sign on this. I mean, who would have thought? Who would ever write a letter to co-sign on me? Okay, who would write a letter saying this is the real deal? Okay, based on my past actions and everything. Well, Dr. Silkworth did it in this big book of Alcoholics Anonymous on Bill Wilson, and it reminded me of what happened. Okay, yesterday when I was watching. These guys, the executives for the Dallas Wings, did the same thing for Jordan. They did the same thing for Jordan Backus. They co-signed on this because of action. Action. Because they see the action. They see the action behind the words, okay? They see the passion behind the words. They see the willingness behind the words. They see all of this. And once we are willing and someone's in recovery and has had a spiritual awakening, it's very addictive. You can feel someone who is working a program of recovery. You definitely can feel someone who's not working a program of recovery. It's very, very obvious when we're not, because we're reckless and we're into self. We're not helping others, you know. And so I really wanted to share that about, you know, the doctor's opinion. I want to challenge non-alcoholics, non-drug addicts to read that, the doctor's opinion, because he is the normal person in the book that writes this letter stating and confirming that we have a disease. Now, you also need to remember that Dr. William Silkworth is the person that when Bill Wilson had his spiritual awakening, okay, when he was born again, when he accepted Christ, whatever, all this stuff that happened, Bill Wilson ran out of Towns Hospital trying to save the world. He wanted to pull every single drunk off the street and give those drunks what he was feeling. And all he was doing was shoving God down their throat. God this, God that, God this, God that, God this, God that. And they weren't having it. They weren't staying sober. Bill Wilson comes back to Dr. William Silkworth and says this: I can't stand. I'm frustrated. These guys are not staying sober. I don't get it, Doc. Don't you believe in what happened to me? How can I keep these guys clean and sober? Dr. William Silkworth, he goes, Bill, being a doctor, I don't know, but let me tell you something. Here's what's amazing. You are staying sober. You are staying sober. He says, but let me give you a little tip here. And Bill Wilson says, okay, bring it to me. He says, why don't you change your pitch? Why don't you just change it up a little bit? When you go back out there, all right, why don't you tell these sick alcoholics and drug addicts that are still in the disease, why don't you tell them about your disease? Why don't you tell them your story of what it was like? Tell your story of what it is like today, All right. Tell them that you're powerless over alcohol and drugs. And share that with them. Share the story with them where you promised on your life you were never going to drink again, and 10 minutes later you were drinking. Okay? Talk about the physical craving. Talk about all of that and share your story, all right? And let the people relate to you having a disease, and then talk about God. Talk about your spiritual experience, all right? And so he did that. He left there, and his first meeting was with Dr. Bob. And then the rest is history. And Dr. Bob, he told Bill Wilson, he said, listen, if you're coming in here to talk about God and all that stuff, you can get out, okay? I'm a drunk. I'm going to keep drinking, okay? I'm a doctor. I still got money. I haven't lost everything yet, okay? And so Bill Wilson sat down with him and told him his story about his disease, and the rest is history. What does that look like today? What's a graphic way to look like that today of what Bill Wilson did? Carter, if I were to, if let's say that I have a friend named Jeff, okay? And let's say that I hear a big shotgun blast go off,
Okay.
all right? And I go into the room, and Jeff is laying on the floor, and his guts are hanging out. He's holding his stomach, holding his intestines in, all right? And he's dying. And he looks at me, and he says, I need help, okay? I'm not going to sit there. The first thing that comes to mind is I'm not going to sit there and go, do you believe in God? We need to talk about God. No. The first thing I do is I get him to what? The hospital.
Right.
I call 911. I get him help. Now, in my head, in my spirit, I'm praying for God to give me guidance to do the next right thing, right? But that is our critical path, is to stop the bleeding, okay? That's steps 1 and 2. Steps 1 and 2 is I can't, he can, okay? I have to admit that I'm powerless over alcohol and drugs and that my life is unmanageable. I have to admit all of that, okay? And once that is done, then I start working on recovery. Steps 1 and 2 is I've got to get to the hospital. I got to stop the bleeding. I got to sew up the wound, okay? Once that's stitched up and put together, then I make a decision to turn my will and life over to the care of God. And then I start a recovery program, and I start the healing, the recovery. Step 4, a moral inventory. We start doing this inventory. And as these things are happening, okay, as a result of this, I have a fellowship and a family around me. And I start going to Dallas Wings games. And I start hanging out with people in recovery. And the next thing I know, my faith in God is increased. And then the next thing I know, I've got 75 days sobriety. Just like that. And the reason why it happens like that is because I live in the now. Now, if I back the tape up and I go to Jeff and I say, Jeff, what happened? And I start asking him all these questions. What happened? Why are you laying down? Why are you doing this? I'm wasting time, and Jeff dies. Okay? We get into action. We get the person help immediately. Jeff's not going to deny it. Get me to the hospital. You know why? Because the pain is so bad. The pain is so bad. So I just wanted to give a kind of a today's example of what I'm thinking about on step 1 and 2 on how that works. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Did you fall asleep?
Sorry. I'm just like I'm getting a bunch of messages from people on Facebook and
What are they
everything.
saying?
Well,
What we got?
Well, I have one asking for a commercial slot. So
What do you mean commercial slot? They want to buy a commercial slot?
I will talk to you about that after
Awesome.
the show.
If you wear a green shirt, on M2 The Rock, this is what happens to you. See that? That is so cool. Woo! So for everyone joining us right now, welcome to the show. My name is Michael Molthan. I am your host today on M2 The Rock. Tomorrow night, we will have an encore presentation. Tomorrow night, I will not be here. Rachel Stacy, full band. We're talking guitars, drums. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about it, but she's going to be in concert in the Fort Worth Stockyards, full band. Girl's in concert every night, right?
Yeah,
Girl,
she is.
She's nonstop. She's at an appearance tonight. So if you missed last night, we're going to end the show with her national anthem performance. Did I say it? Why do I say
anthem?
Okay, I got to slow down. National anthem. It's not national lanthem. National anthem. Okay.
Yeah. See, I read, or no, I didn't read. Who reads?
All right, so what we got in the comments? Let's do some shout outs. We got Jeff Henderson, Tammy Anderson, or Atchison Cook. Hello, Tammy. Brian, how are you doing? The Big Book, Bill's story. It's exactly right. Incredible story. I challenge and suggest everyone read the Big Book of Alcoholics. It's helped me. They say read the first 164 pages, and then the back part of the book is stories, testimonials, if you will, of people of how they got clean and sober. This book is, I can talk about it, it's public. I mean, they sell it in bookstores. So it's a self-help book. If you're not an alcoholic, let's say that eating has got your life unmanageable. Cocaine has your life unmanageable. Sex has your life unmanageable. Get this book and just replace the word alcohol with that visible thing, the visible thing that has your life unmanageable. And I promise you it will save it. Let me tell you what my personal story is. This book right here is a trick. It's a freaking trick. This book right here tricked me and got me to the Bible. That's how I got to the Bible, was reading this book, okay? Because I didn't want any part of the Bible. Number one, when I read the Bible, I didn't feel like I was very smart because I didn't understand what the Bible was talking about. You know what I mean? But once I read this, I started doing this, and then I wanted more. And then I went to the Bible, and I got a life recovery Bible. And a life recovery Bible talks about the 12 steps and how the 12 steps came from the Bible. So it all started making sense because left to my own devices, I don't give it a fair chance, you know? I read the Big Book and I listen for the similarities, not the differences, okay? And the Bible the same way. And then it all starts making sense. It speaks to me. It speaks to me. And, you know, there's this book right here, the first 164 pages, I can't open it up anywhere, and it tells me how to handle situations that baffled me. What do you got, Carter?
Real quick, a quick shout out to Alma Kate's daughter, 6 months sober.
Where is she?
I have no idea.
6 months sober. Man, that's awesome. That's a great story. Alma Kate, good to hear from you. Good to see you. Longtime listener of the show. And who else we got? Let's do some more shout outs. We got Brian here. We got Donna Wendell. If y'all make a comment, I'll shout you out. But if you don't make a comment, I see you on here, I won't mention your name. I'll protect you. So it's we got Tammy's here. What's up, Rick? I see you, Sally. Carter Ranton's here. Oh, that's Sea Dog. So everyone, y'all make sure y'all share this out and get this out to everyone.
Shout out to Carter Ranton.
Shout out to my daughter, 6 months sober. So proud of her. Yes, we are. I am so proud of her, and I love that girl. I am so proud of her. So I will protect her name. She's not on here watching, but we are so glad that she is clean and sober. And it's been a haul, and I've been a part of that road with her. So, you know, one of the things that we talk about, Carter, we talked about this, and we'll end the show with this. I shared with you as we were driving over here. I asked you, I said, Carter, do you ever get that tightness in your chest? You know?
Yeah.
That fear and that anxiety and that being irritable, and it's like, you know, I'm just about to blow up. You know, you just get that.
I get that all the time.
Okay, so that feeling, okay? So when I feel that way, what does this self-help book that you're talking about, M2, what does this book say about that? What does it say? If it has all the answers, okay, and I don't want to read the Bible, but I'll read this book. I'll work with you. I'll read this AA book. I ain't reading no Bible. Okay, all right. Well, hear me out on this. Okay, ready? This is what it says on page 87 when I'm restless and I got that knot in my deal. Y'all ready? As we go through the day, we pause. Pause. I want everybody right now to hashtag pause. P-A-U-S-E. This is the key word that I want y'all to go to bed with tonight. Pause. I'm going to say it again. Hashtag pause. All right? As we go through the day, we pause. When agitated or doubtful. Have you been agitated or doubtful today? Have you been agitated or doubtful today?
No, I was actually in a really good mood all day.
Okay. Well, when I'm agitated and doubtful, okay, And what we do is we ask for the right thought or action when we pause. So when I'm agitated or doubtful, I pause and I go, God, give me the right thought or right action. We constantly remind ourselves we are no longer running the show, okay? Because we as alcoholics and drug addicts, we are control freaks. We want to run the show, all right? Humbly saying to ourselves many times each day, thy will be done. So what does thy will be done mean? That means God's will be done, not mine. Okay? We are then in much less danger of excitement, fear, anger, worry, self-pity, or foolish decisions. We become much more efficient. We do not tire so easily, for we are not burning up energy foolishly as we did when we were trying to arrange life to suit ourselves. Are y'all ready? It works. It really does. We alcoholics are undisciplined. Okay? How good is that? We alcoholics are very undisciplined. So we let God discipline us in the simple way we have just outlined. But it is not all. There is action and more action. Faith without works is dead. And that is the solution right there for when I'm irritable, restless, discontent, agitated, struggling with fear, anger. We pause. We pause and we ask God for the right thought and the right action. And sometimes when we pause, we call our sponsor and we say, I'm about to blow up. I got 3 words. I got 8 letters, and it's got one meaning, and that is, I love you. Y'all have a great night.
Ladies, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats to honor America. Presenting the colors tonight is the Hillcrest High School Junior ROTC. And to perform the United States National Anthem, please welcome National Recording Artist Rachel Stacy.
Oh, soon can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streamed, and the rock is right upon bursting air, yea, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors, that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
For donations or to advertise on Into the Rock, visit mtotherock.com.